Here is a real life conversation that I have had hundreds of times since I started this channel. Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm an American veteran who's living in Siberia and Russia, and I'm going to be telling you why right now is not the right time to come to Russia. The people say, I want to go to Russia. How do I take my money? How do I take my car? How do I take my belongings? Is it safe there? Is it true that this? Is it true that that? Is it possible to get a job? Is it possible to learn the language within this amount of time? There's so many questions that people ask, but it makes no sense to ask because there is no true answer to any of these questions. When you come to Russia, it's like a free-for-all. Every foreigner that's ever came to Russia has made their life their own way. No two people, even no two YouTube channels are talking about the same thing because everybody who's living in Russia right now is figuring things out their own way. Nobody's living in the same place. Nobody's living under the same economical situations. Nobody's dealing with the same family problems. Nobody's doing anything exactly the same. This is no way of seeing a move to Russia by thinking that there's a guideline how you should do it. And please do make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on the notifications. I do a lot of live streams lately, but right now my wife is in the hospital, so I'm lacking on the content. My son is almost born. And again, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and let's continue. I feel like there's not enough videos out there giving people reality checks. You should not come to Russia if you've never been here. I've made this type of video at least once a year, but now because the decree where it says that people can come to Russia more easily, where you don't have to learn the language, the shared values visa has actually attracted so many foreigners, but now you're starting to see the big problem with just making a leap of faith. Russia is not a country to make a leap of faith in. And this isn't Russia's problem. This is a Westerner's problem, okay? This is the problem of the immigrant. When I say Russia is not the place to do the leap of faith is because usually people think, hey, I have X amount of money, I've been successful where I'm coming from, surely I can do good in Russia. Well, guess what? It's more difficult than that. If you have millions of dollars, of course, you can retire anywhere in the world. But if you're a common, normal person, you're really going to have a hard time if you come to Russia and you don't have a plan. Especially the people who think that Russia is a safe haven for conservative people and Christians and all of that. Guys, let me break it to you, okay? Russians are not conservatives like Americans are conservatives. Russians don't even practice the same religion as you guys in the West. They are Orthodox. This is way different. If you're a Catholic and you're coming from the other side of the world and you're tied to the Vatican and all that stuff, the Russian people, that's not how they operate. That's not how their religion operates. Also, people who are conservative in Russia have almost nothing in common with conservatives in the United States. I've said this so many times. Conservatives in the United States want to have their liberty and they don't want to be bothered by the government. They want to have their guns. They want to have the right to use any drugs that they want. They want to have the right to shoot people who go into their property. Like, this is the mentality of the American conservative, and that is not what's happening in Russia. So you're very badly informed if you think that if you come to Russia, you're going to be living in a conservative paradise. In the Telegram that's linked down below, the Russian Experience, we have a forum where we help people with the truth. We give you guys information of how to bring your money into Russia. We give you information how to bring your essentials into Russia, how to process visas, how to process residencies. All of that information is in the Telegram down below. And I'm making these type of videos right now because I feel there's so many people making the mistake of just flying to Russia, selling everything, and losing it all in Russia. There's been stories about people losing thousands of dollars. You know, there's people in Moscow charging thousands of dollars to pick you up from the airport, open up a bank account for you, and giving you a cell phone connection, things that used to be free last year. It used to be very simple. Now it got a little harder, but you shouldn't be paying thousands. Guys, Russia is a very dangerous country for newcomers. Okay, the people who are already here, foreigners, the Russian people who are building businesses around this, will take your money, will abuse your ignorance. So right now is not the right time to move to Russia without doing your research first. Come to Russia as a tourist. Come to see what part of Russia you like, because Russia is the biggest country in the world. Where I'm living in is nothing in common with Moscow. Maybe only the language, and that's it. The way that we operate here in Siberia is much different than people operate west of the Urals. Now, I have to say, if you do come to Russia with a plan, it will be something that you will not regret. I myself have been married. I've bought land. I've bought an apartment. This is a new background. I haven't fixed it up. I'm recording this from a new apartment that we bought, and I'm expecting my first son in about a week and a half. My wife right now is in the city of Irkutsk. Shout out to my wife. I love her and I miss her so much, but you can make a life here. I came to Russia without wanting to even stay here. I never planned on marrying. I never knew the woman that I was going to marry. I never expected my life to be what it is now. It just happened, and I worked on it with time. It was unexpected, and I only decided to start living in Russia permanently about a year ago. When I came back from Mexico, I decided, that's it, I'm going to be here. I'm going to dedicate my life to growing a family in Russia. It took me about 3 years to truly decide that this is the place that I want to live in. And I guarantee you guys, if you come with a plan and you look and what's going on in Russia and you learn and you do your research, you can have a successful life, you can open up a business, you can start a family. But all of this can't be done by just coming and taking the leap of faith. Of course, there are families with a lot of money who have done this. There are people who have sold enough things in the West and have come with a lot of money. But this is not the average viewer. A lot of people are watching and they don't even have $20,000 to their name. $20,000 now is probably going to get you nothing in Russia these days. Russia's getting pretty expensive. Of course, it's not as expensive as the West, but for the common Russian and for the humble person, it is getting expensive, but it's not like the West where one day you wake up and it's 2 times the price. But what I'm saying is, of course, if you have the right amount of money, you can buy yourself into anything. But this video is for the average viewer, for the average Joe. I'm a normal man. I came from nothing. I'm a son of immigrants in the United States, and I'm an immigrant here in the Russian Federation. What I've done, I believe you guys can do, and you can outdo me, because I came here without a plan. And this is why I'm making these videos, because I believe that if you have a plan and you execute it, you can have a great life here. I'd like to know your thoughts. If you're a viewer that has watched this channel for a long time, do you plan on coming to Russia as a tourist, or do you plan on moving here? And I'm really curious, because a lot of viewers who say they want to visit Russia, they probably will not visit Russia because it's getting even harder to visit. There's a lot of airplanes that are being put down. There's a lot of danger right now. A lot of people are scared, and I understand that. But for your information, there's other routes into Russia. You don't have to fly on the western side. You can fly into China, come in through Siberia. You can come in from the south. There's so many routes. I don't want people to be discouraged about visiting Russia. I know that the title says something negative. It looks negative, but it's just a reality check, guys. The truth is, now is not the time to come to Russia unless you do your proper planning. And if you're not properly planning for this, guys, you have to get it together. Life is about properly planning everything. It's so costly these days to make mistakes. And no matter where you are, it seems like governments are out to get you. You can't slip anything. You can't slip at all. So please make sure to watch more videos in the future and some past videos about what Russia's really like, about what Russia requires you to do to visit, to immigrate to Russia. Do your research, come as a tourist, and enjoy and start a new life here if you want. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.